Hi guys, hope you're good today. In this video, I'm going to talk about something you've been asking me a lot about lately, and that is my living situation. So you've been requesting me a lot to do like house tours, home tours, my kitchen tour, my wardrobe tour, stuff like that. But the thing is, for the last 2 years, this Saturday, the 12th, me and David haven't had a home in 2 years. So we don't really have a home or a room or a wardrobe or a kitchen to show you. But I promise as soon as we do, we will show you, of course. Exactly 1 year ago, I wrote my first column ever on my blog, and that column was called 1 Year Without a Home, where I basically just talk about the things I've learned from being without a home for a whole year. And now it's been 2 years already and I still don't have a home. So I read through that column to see if I sort of still agree with the lessons that I brought up in that post. So I'm gonna walk you through it and see, have I changed at all, or are my views the same as in that blog post a year ago? Now you might wonder, what the heck have I been doing for these 2 years without a home? Well, basically it started when me and David had lived in London for 4 years. We loved living in London, but after a while we started getting tired of how, well, to be honest, things don't really work that well in London. So we thought, we should leave and move someplace else, but we weren't quite sure where we wanted to move. So we got this idea that let's just take a year and just reboot out in nature and figure out what it is that we want to do. So we just left London, moved back to Sweden, and basically lived in just summer houses for a whole year. So we lived in 2 different summer houses the first year, and one of them didn't even have running water, so we had to bring buckets down to the lake to wash ourselves and go to the neighbor to get drinking water. And it was, wow, it was really rustic out in nature, sort of old school living. And after that first year of just living in summer houses with all them spiders and mosquitoes, we moved into we subletted an apartment from this old couple in Sweden, just outside of Stockholm. So we lived in quite nice apartment for that summer. That was the second summer in Sweden. After that, we went back to the summer house for a month, then a month in Portland, then back to Stockholm again for a couple of weeks. Then we spent December in Berlin, back to Sweden this Christmas and New Year's, and now we are back in Berlin since January, and this is the 3rd apartment we have lived in Berlin since coming back just 2 months ago. So we are on the move constantly, just packing, unpacking, moving our stuff in taxis all the time. Now you might think, wow, that really sounds exhausting. And you would be right, it really was. So exhausting. So now we are looking for a home of our own, an empty apartment with just our names on the door. The first lesson I bring up in that blog post I was telling you about is that I need both the city and nature to be happy. Is that still true? Yes, it very much is. When we came back to Stockholm or Sweden, we lived in the summer houses. We were just in the middle of nowhere, and it was sort of really overwhelming to breathe all that clean air, and it was really lovely. So for that first summer, we were just so relaxed and happy to be out in nature. But then, summer came and went, and in October, November, we started feeling okay, nature isn't all that it's made out to be in November, especially not in Sweden. So we started longing for the city again, the pulse, the people, the inspirations. The second lesson I bring up in that blog post is that the fewer things you have, the more focused you become. And that's, of course, really true for me still. I'm a minimalist at heart, and I feel as we have it now, we only have a few suitcases and backpacks, and whenever we move now, we just jump into taxi and we don't even fill a taxi up. So moving for us is so easy. It takes us 3 hours to move everything. That means that, we get to experience a lot, and we get to see a lot more than we would have if we had a bunch of stuff, because, when you have a lot of stuff, you really don't have the energy to move that often. So even though it's exhausting and really confusing and really overwhelming to wake up in different places all the time and living in someone else's stuff, in someone else's furniture, I feel like this is something that everyone will probably benefit from doing at least once in their life, to just get rid of everything, pack a bag and just move around for a bit and see where it would take you. At least I've learned so much from it myself. So Even though it's been so rough at times, I wouldn't like trade it for anything, because I've learned so much and I've had so much fun, and I've seen things. You know, I'm in Berlin now. I never would have even thought about moving to Berlin if I had an apartment in Stockholm with, you know, a mortgage and a bunch of furniture. So I'm really happy that we've been doing this, although it has been really rough. You know, it's been a roller coaster ride these past 2 years, but I've been happier than I think I've been in my whole life, because I've been really like going for what I want. I have been like moving to the places that I want to live in and want to see, and I've been focusing on building my own business and just like being brave and adventurous. So it's been an amazing journey, really. So the final lesson that I bring up in that blog post from a year ago is to sort of find a balance between a nomadic lifestyle and having a home of your own. I've definitely realized that I am a person who needs to have a home to be comfortable and happy, but at the same time I know about myself that I really want to move around a lot too. I'm really happy when I come to a new place. I get inspired, I feel adventurous, and I need that sort of lifestyle too. So I feel like my choice of a career is a good one for me, because, you know, working online, you can do that anywhere. So I could have my apartment but still travel a lot and try to living in other cities, in other countries for a few months without losing my job. So that is definitely one way to keep balanced out. And being able to both have a home and still feel like I'm, you know, this free nomad who roam the planet as a crazy person. So those are the 3 lessons that I brought up in that blog post a year ago. But I want to add another one on the list, and that is just how incredibly important David is to me. And I've realized this so much during these last 2 years. You know, I never would have dared to start this lifestyle with like moving to different countries and starting my own business if it weren't for David's constant support and encouragement and just willingness to go on this adventure with me. So having David with me all the time, I feel like I don't really need to have a home to feel at home, if you know what I mean. But that being said, I'm totally ready to feel like I have a home as well. And I hope that Berlin will prove to be a home for us, even if it's just for a while anyway. So if you hear about any, you know, Berlin apartments that need like a loving couple to take care of it, please let us know. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and thank you so much for every time you watch one of our videos or read one of our blog posts. Because that, as well as, you know, all of you who are supporting us on Patreon, that's just a huge help to make this dream life of ours come true, to be able to support ourselves with doing nothing but bringing you guys new content each week. So we're so grateful that you are still here watching us, supporting us. You guys are the best. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you are into this nomadic lifestyle thing, I have a blog post about 3 movies that suits anyone with wanderlust. So I will put a link to that blog post in the description that you can check out if you want. See you guys very soon, and talk to you in the comments below. Bye!